Hey, I'm excited to share with you the recipe I got today. I finally found a beef tri-tip. Now, and you know, where we are in the Memphis area, we don't see tri-tip very often unless you really special order it. And I always look in the meat case when I go to the store, and this is the first time I've ever found one. I found a new little specialty butcher outside of the Memphis area, and I was in there the other day just browsing around, and I saw this tri-tip, and it's a Creekstone prime tri-tip, and you can see it's got a lot of great marbling in it. And today I'm going to reverse sear it on my Yoder pellet cooker. It's a YS 480. I'm going to start it out about 250 degrees away from the fire because I've got it set up for direct grilling, and then when I'm going to put a thermometer in it, and when I bring this thing up to about 115 degrees, I'm going to put it over and sear it. And I'm going to show you all that. The first thing I'm going to do is season it. And for tri-tip, I'm just going to keep the seasoning simple. I'm just going with my all-purpose rub. It's a combination of some salt and black pepper, a little garlic powder, and it's got a few other herbs in there, a little bit of oregano and parsley. But I use this on everything, and it's really a good all-purpose seasoning, and it's going to really bring out the flavors in this tri-tip. And you can also see that this one has a little bit of fat on the underside, and I'm going to leave that on because it's going to just add more flavor, and slowly as it breaks down, it's going to add some juice and some moisture to this tri-tip. So it's going to be really good. But I'm going to get a good dose of salt and pepper and garlic. Then we're going to get this thing out on the grill. Yeah. I'm going to show you that in just a second, but that's it. It's tri-tip. This one weighs about 3.3 pounds, and that's typical. Usually tri-tips are 2 to 3 pounds. That's the normal size. And what it is, it comes from the sirloin, the tip end of it. That's why it's shaped like that. But I'm going to show you how I cook tri-tip now that I found one. Check it out. All right, I'm out here at my Yoder. I got it set on about 250 degrees, and I've got it set up for direct grilling. I've got my grill grates in it instead of the deflector shield and the regular racks, and I don't have the spacer in it now because I want to be able to move these racks. I'm going to cook over here on the off side, and then I'm just going to let this tri-tip cook to about 115. It's called a reverse sear, and what I've got one of these polar thermometers that I'm going to stick in the tri-tip, and it's going to let me know when it's done. And I'm just going to set it right on the rack. I've got a little drip pan right underneath, that way it'll catch anything that falls down. Just doesn't get my smoker dirty. But it's probably going to take about 20 minutes. It should be right up to temp. And then we're going to move these racks right over the fire, and I'm going to sear it on both sides for about 3 minutes. Okay, once the tri-tip got up to right at 115, I went ahead and set the Yoder up for direct grilling because I want to move it right over on this fire, and it's looking really good, but we got to get a sear on it because this is how the reverse sear works. So I'm just going to put it right over the heat, time about 1.5 minutes, give it a twist, another 1.5 minutes, and I'm going to do the other side, and it's going to be right where I want, right at 125 range, and I'm going to let it rest, and it's going to come up to about 130. It'll be perfect. But let me get my timer going, and we'll show you the other side in just a second. All right, it's been about 1.5 minutes. Now I'm just going to give us tri-tip a twist so I can get some good grill marks on it. Time in another 1.5 minutes. All right, it's been a total of 3 minutes on one side. Now we're just going to go do the same thing. Get some marks on this opposite side. All right, this is the last rotation. Get those marks on that side. 1 more 1.5 minutes. We'll check it internal. It should be right around 130. All right, it's been a total of 3 minutes on that side as well, so that's the reverse sear. We brought the tri-tip up slow. Now I'm gonna get it off, and the most critical part, take it in and let it rest. It needs about 10 to 15 minutes, covered up with foil loosely, and just let it sit here and calm down. But what we did, we started it out low, brought it up to about 115, and then seared it off real quick. The tri-tip's rested about 10 minutes, and that's all I can take. I gotta try this thing, but it's looking juicy. And just like a brisket flat, you wanna slice it against the grain. That way it's not as tough when you slice it. So this grain's kind of running this way on this tri-tip, so I'm just gonna start right here and make my cuts. And I don't cut it just real thin, but I'm looking, it's real juicy. I want it about, medium on the ends, and then rarer as we get through the middle. If I had my big knife, it'd cut a little easier, but that's in my barbecue trailer, so. But this is how we do tri-tip. And you see in the center, it's got a little more on the rare, medium rare side, but this is exactly how you want it. It's gonna be delicious, I can tell you. I know I say that about everything, but hell it is. And that's tri-tip, Mississippi style, of course.